Hello, guys. Welcome back to Beyond the Checkered Flag. It is Taylor here, and welcome to episode 16. Now, our next guest has spent the last 11 years of his life dedicated to karting, where he has won many championships and achieved over 130 podiums. He is now moving on to supercars, where he has already got a victory under his name. He's got a very large social media following with a combined following of 700,000. Please welcome Kai Rillaerts.
Hello.
Kai, how are you?
I'm actually very good, thank you. What about you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Now, just to start, what is your first memory of racing?
It all started very, very young. I mean, when I got 3, my dad got me a little pocket bike. It was very cute. It was more for fun, but it was far from my thing. It was good, fun time. But after I got into motocross, well, it was of course not karting, but that was also not my thing. And then I got straight into karting, and that was more my thing. So, my first memories, I would say that would be definitely that one, getting the first steps into karting when I was around 5, 6 years old. So,
And obviously, you were very young. So, what would you now say to your younger self who is about to start karting for the first time? Like, is there any advice you would give him?
for sure, to never give up. I mean, I've seen it in my career on the ups and downs, that even though there were many downs, that whenever you gave up, there's nothing to even lose anymore. When you keep fighting, you will never blame yourself from what if. So I think that's the main thing to say, is like never give up on anything.
Yeah, of course. And what do you think you enjoy the most that isn't racing, like outside of it?
I mean, for most of the 11 years, it was really focusing on more driving. I was not really focusing on what's going around, or I got quite strict people around me to say, from look, you're not here to play, you're here to race and to win. So I never really had the had the interest of like even going out with friends and playing some football. Of course, in the team there was still having some fun. But my main focus, even though when I was super young, was just trying to beat everyone.
And obviously, you did karting for a long time. So, but now you're going into cars. What is that jump like? Can you tell us a bit like the differences that you've had to adapt to?
Yeah, of course, it's a very big difference. You're going from a cart that it's pretty small compared to a big car. You get sit in a closed cockpit. The speed is a lot higher. So, of course, these are main things that are a big difference. And especially the way of driving. The brake is so much harder, the tracks are so much bigger, and the track time is also so much less than with karting. For example, when you go karting, you can just say, let's go for this weekend, have some fun. That's not the case in cars. So I think the biggest difference is just get as soon as possible a quick lap in, and try to be as fast as possible as soon, and understand everything, because you don't have the time like in karting.
Yeah, of course. And what is something do you think you'll miss most about karting now you're moving on from that era of your life?
Well, I think of missing something. Of course, karting's always been super nice, but to say I would really miss something, I don't know. It's difficult to say right now. I've not really made the jump into cars. Of course, the karting is a bit more playable compared to cars. So I would say that's already a big difference. But for me, it was time to move on. I did the best I could in karting. I mean, I tried always the best. I always got the maximum out of it. So I don't think there will be anything I would say I really miss for now. Now I really look forward to the next season, the new steps. New things coming up is always super nice.
And what do you think has been your biggest achievement so far?
Yeah, there's been a few. I mean, if I look to 2023, was quite a good year. Winning the 12 hours of Monza on the youngest ever driver there was quite big. I was 16 by then, so it was super to win this. On the other side, I would say becoming world champion on track was also something very, very cool. Next to that, you have some other victories that are nice. I think if I have to pick another one, I would say when I drove from P36 to P1 in 13 minutes time, I would say this is also an achievement. I say this is quite good. The rest is also super nice, but if I have to rank them, I would say those are quite the top.
And do you have like a dream road car that you'd like to own in the future?
I mean, I have quite many. I mean, I think you if you own a GT3 RS would be crazy. It's all fun, but you can only have two seats. So I would rather go for a G wagon or a Urus. It's a more family car. If you ever have like kids, it's a bit easier or friends. Then I would rather have to pick this and then a GT3 RS for like weekend drives or something. So yeah, I would say that.
And if you could do like a test day in a car that you haven't driven before, which the top three would you choose?
On road car or race car?
Race car.
For sure, I want to try like hypercar one day. Of course, that's the main goal right now is to try to become a factory driver. So of course, in any case, it would be super cool to drive that. The other one I would say is to drive in the team of Max Verstappen. They're now joining, I think the WEC it is, I think. So that would be actually very cool to get in there. The third one, I have to think. There are like so many quite cool cars to actually drive. I mean, I think still would be a dream is to actually test a Formula One car one day, just to have the feeling about how it goes and how fast it actually is. So I would say those are maybe the top three for me.
Yeah, very nice. And like on your, obviously you go to a lot of race weekends. What has been the most important thing that you forgot to bring to the track with you?
Probably once my helmet. I yeah, I actually got once. I have like quite a lot of bags of helmets. Because I got a deal with RI in the past year, so I got quite a lot of helmets, and I thought that the one helmet bag was my helmet I had now, but it was one that I had to shoot with, but was my old helmet, but it was built into car helmet, and it's not allowed to use in karting. So I take it with me. So yeah, you arrive at the track, I take my helmet out, and I look, and I'm like, oh shit, it's my wrong one. And I was like, I called someone. I was like, shit, I have the wrong helmet, and it was luckily here in Genk. It's like only 40 minutes from me. So then my dad brought me my other helmet. But if you're in Spain, for example, and someone has to fly over, it's not really ideal. I missed one session, but I
Yeah.
used that helmet for one session. But yeah, I would say for the rest, I never forgot anything in my entire season, or like as far as I know in my racing career, I've never forgot anything. So
And if you could go back and do any of the championships that you've done again, what one would you choose?
I would for sure say Le Mans 2023. Um, Due to the fact in 2021 I won it. It was the Rotex Max Challenge International Trophy. And it was like one of the biggest events in the year. It's like a world championship with own material. And I would say like in 2021 I won. In 2022 I won every heat. I won the super heat. In the final they pushed me off in turn one, so it was a bittersweet end. Then in 2023 I just missed out on pole. And then in the heats I managed to put it on pole for the super heat A. So pole overall, won that, got pole for the final as well. Super excited, trying to get the victory back from 2022, and led, I would say, nearly the whole race, lost it by 2 laps. That my teammate led, and then on the last lap I defended, just not enough, and I kind of lost the race there, and it cost me the podium as well. So this is one I would say I'm still pissed on myself about it. But of course, yeah, we can't change at that moment. It goes all so fast. So
Mm.
I would say if I could do that race, I for sure I would be harder on myself there.
And have you got like a favorite track that you've raced on?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I got like quite a lot of tracks. I said these are quite nice, but if I have to pick one, I would say I think Bahrain. I think this is a super nice track. Like also in Dubai, they're very nice tracks. But if I have to pick one, I would say Bahrain.
Do you think there's one that you find most challenging?
Yeah. There are actually a few that I say like they're quite the same how difficult they are. And one of them I found Bahrain gets quite technical. So when you're fast there, you're quite fast everywhere. And this was also the case in this year in or like last year in Slovakia ring. It's also very technical. There you can make difference between you and a good driver. Um, so there you can really see who's in top and who's not on top. So yeah, I would say those two maybe.
And what do you think, like in your career so far, has been the most challenging point for you?
Then I have to look like a long, long way back to 2016. In the beginning of my career, I had a lot of stress. Don't really know why. I couldn't eat. I was throwing up all the time. I just lost the fun in racing. Didn't want to continue anymore. And then actually I got the person who was still driving by then, Ayrton, and yeah, he asked me from what's wrong, blah blah blah, and then he kind of, I would not say become my coach, but become more a friend. And he helped me through getting more fun into racing. Going back to home when we were in gang, playing FIFA with me. Really trying to get fun out of me. And then after it was actually fine. I made a click. So I would say without him, I would for sure not be still racing.
Mhm. That must have been quite a hard like thing to come out of, obviously. It's quite hard to get out of that situation once you're in it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's you're still young, so you don't always realize everything as good as you do now. But
Mhm.
if if I kind of gave up there, you never knew what was gonna happen afterwards. I mean, I managed to get the phone back, get all back together, and won everything I could. So in the end, it was a very good decision to do that. But it was of course not an easy one to try and find the happy way and the happy me back. And yeah, due to the fact that I was Ayrton there, he really helped me a lot in this.
And what driver, like in history, do you think inspired you the most?
But I think I have to say like Verstappen. He's like my main person I look up to. What's also one is Ayrton Senna. Just the fact by the way he speaks is phenomenal in my eyes. He's saying from like, if you don't think you're the best, you will never be the best. Uh, it is true. I mean, you have to be a bit cocky in racing to think from you are the best, and this is also why Verstappen is so fast and so confident, because he just says to himself from, "I am the best," and this is what a great driver makes a better driver.
And obviously, you're at the age where you had to balance school as well as racing. So how did you do that throughout the years?
It was very very difficult because in Belgium the schools are really really bad. On learning terms not, but on understanding of racing it's horrible. When you're not a cycling driver or a footballer or something like this, they don't really care about you. So kind of stopped with school, did like homeschool since like 4 years now. So yeah, it's been difficult, I would say. Just by the fact of being away. I mean, last year, for example, we were 49 weeks away out of 52. So if I have to do school there, it's impossible. So the last 2 years, I kind of stopped with it, not really stopped with it, but like took a step away from it. And then in the end of last year, I started with it again and trying to finish my school. I mean, I still have time. It's not the biggest deal, but it's important to finish school just to have the paper and get it all done and dusted.
Mhm. And now, if you could have a meal with five drivers, dead or alive, who would you choose and why?
I mean, in a team, or
Just anyone.
for sure, I would choose Max is number one, Ayrton second, Lewis third, Fernando fourth. And I have to say I would pick Vettel as well on five.
Hmm.
Just
Yeah,
by
very nice.
yeah, they're quite all good, in the old days. If you look to them, they're all consistent. Also now Fernando, I mean, he's super super old, but he still performs like crazy. So this shows he's a very good driver. Same with Lewis. I'm actually very very exciting to see what he will do this year. I hope he will find
Mhm.
his drive back. With Mercedes in the end of last year was not the case. So yeah, we will see what he will do this year.
And obviously, like you're still in an early stages of your career, but do you have like an end goal?
Yeah, I think for sure, like the end goal for everyone will be Formula One. Realistically wise, everyone has to also think about the money, and budget wise, is just super hard. I mean, there are not any sponsors that will say, here like 50-60 million to go to Formula One. It's these days super hard. So for now, I put my focus on becoming a factory driver in any team. It doesn't matter. Is it BMW? Is it Ferrari? Is it Porsche? Is it Toyota? I just try to make my career into that, try to get to the hypercar and become their factory driver.
Mhm. Who do you think's been your biggest support throughout your career so far?
For sure, my parents, 100%. I mean, without them, of course, I wouldn't be able to stand the person I am now. Only not only supporting me in my career, but also supporting me mentally, and having always the look after me in any case. Is it in racing? Is it private life? In any way, I would say for sure. Without them, I would not be me now.
And like, do you have any like rituals or routines that you have before you race?
No, not really. I mean, as always, we have our schedule, what to do on weeks like when we don't drive. It's just the regular gym sessions. Before the race, we kind of just always do the same. Having a warm up, eat so much hours, minutes before the race, and basically that's it. I mean, what I always do is I put some my AirPods in, I listen to some music, I do my warm-ups and prepare myself half an hour before the session. Full focus. Don't anyone wants to talk to me, because I'm kind of in my own world, and
Mhm.
that's the way I like to do it. And for the rest, I don't really have a thing that I say. I start to become doing yoga, or no, I don't. I don't do that.
And obviously, like on TikTok, you've got a very big like fan base starting
Mhm.
up for you. Like,
Mhm.
especially in your comment sections, you have a lot of support. Do
Yes.
you see all these videos and like comments that people are making about you?
Yeah, actually, I actually see like 95%. I see them. 'Cause, I kind of look to it, because sometimes it's super nice when fans make it, and when you repost or give a comment, they're super happy. So I try to always do my best to comment on them. Of course, I also see the comments sometimes that are going a bit further than normal comments. Especially on YouTube, it's still quite okay. If I look to other platforms like my public Snapchat account, it would go the other way around. So it's maybe better to publish not all these comments. So I'd rather have that they publish it on my Snapchat account than comment on there than on my TikTok account or Instagram. So, but it's part of the thing. Me and my friends, and the support from like the team, I would say we have a good laugh about it, and the real nice fans we find super cute, and the rest we can have a laugh about it. It's nice, but yeah, it's not what we are. I would say it's not our main thing, but yeah, the thing is to try to, of course, make fans happy and give them more back than other drivers and other influencers.
And me and Casey actually noticed something. I don't know if you knew about it or not. When you search your name, it comes up as Kai Rillaerts, the F1 driver.
Yeah, I have no clue.
You raced in F1 recently?
Not that, as far as I know, not. I mean, I would love to. As far as I know, not. I mean, I've seen many things that when I look for my own name on other accounts to look on my profile to show someone something, then I get like Kai Rillaerts, Snapchat, girlfriend, a number, like all this, but I've never seen Formula One driver, so I'm actually surprised.
Well, and what do you think has been like the weirdest thing you've been asked by a fan?
Once they asked to sign their ass. I don't know why, because they wanted this as a tattoo. So I think I had one's an ass and one a boob. So I think those are maybe the two weirdest thing I ever done. And it was also super random. It was like in a supermarket here close to me, and I just went out
Oh,
to the supermarket with a friend, and they were like, oh my god, are you Kai Rillaerts? Like, I want a tattoo from you, and I was like, yeah, sure. What do you want me to do? Yeah, yeah, you have to sign my ass, and I was like, what? Like, you're being serious or joking? No, no, I'm being dead ass serious. I was like, okay, and then like in the middle of the store we had to do it, and yeah, everyone was looking super weird, of course. So I think yeah, this would be for sure the weirdest part.
that's so funny. That's such a random place as well.
Yeah,
Not
me and
even
my
at a race.
yeah, there was last year. Me and my friend were still not over it. Like every time we see each other, we're like, "You remember that one time that someone asked you in the store?" Like, we can't get over it.
And just one more question to finish it off. What are you most excited for this year?
Sure, making the step into cars, it's a big thing, of course. And it's always been a dream for me to become a professional driver. So of course this year will be, I would say, also important to me. It will be another year that I would say, like in karting, that I was a bit more chill, that I was a bit more relaxed, that I was playing a bit more. This year will be really full focus, and especially on social media. We have now like 4 people working with us on social media side, and then we have another marketing team on it. So we're with 10 in total. So for sure on that, I would say I want to keep growing on that and try to be super big on social media. And as maybe some of you know, there is coming the new website from the second company we're building. It's called Breaking Sphere. This will be announced by 1st of March. And that will be coming merch, books, everything. So of course this will be a big thing that I would say I want to push on this and even become more famous on every single way, especially on YouTube. I try to become really like build a really fan base and really give the fans back. I mean, maybe you have seen on last year we have made the car that people could put their name on the car. This year there will be the names on the car, so that will be super cool. So I'm very excited to see that, and then yeah, I think that will be super cool to also see the people have their name on the car and they come and watch. That will be super nice.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for having this conversation with us today. We really appreciate it. We obviously wish you the best of luck in your season this year. We'll tag you all below. Do you want to tell everyone where they can find you on social media?
Yeah, for sure. If you just type in Kai.Rillaerts, you will actually find everything. It's all the same. So, or if you just search my name, I think you will also find it normally.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
Perfect.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.